Hello everyone, welcome back to the KMT Traders channel. So this is the full market analysis volume 49. Again, we're just going to go through all of our charts and give a quick rundown. So we're actually going to cover gold, Euro USD, NZD USD, AUD USD tomorrow because there's a few things that have changed from our analysis. So we're going to look forward to giving you some insight with that. So without further ado, we'll start off with USD JPY. So we are looking at still this downside move, and obviously we can see price still making its way to the upside. So I still think that we're still capable of falling to the downside. Now, last week we did speak about this bearish momentum kicking in. Now it recovered quite cleanly. So there is a speculation in mind that we could be pushing higher. However, as long as we stay below this zone here, 107 point, as long as we stay below 107, I'm still going to be looking for bearish setups until we cleanly push above that level. Then we can just discuss with confidence that we are pushing higher. So I don't really want to take any bullish setups, even if this does go higher. Again, this is just sticking to our own trading plan and everything like that. So again, I'm just personally looking out for some sells into the market, and if we can get price to come into these lows here, so 102, 102.5, even 103, that's just the anticipated target. So again, price could make its way to the upside and then make a final move to the downside. But again, I personally won't be taking any aggressive sells unless we start to see that bearish momentum kick in. And again, this is the ultimate indicator for you guys to take a trade, and it's about candlestick formation. Again, this is just basic price action, but it really does go a long way once you know where price is heading or where price is potentially heading. So yeah, that's pretty much where I am with UJ. So we'll take a look at CAD. So with all of the JPY pairs, I am still looking for the downside move. But for the time being, because we've actually, I feel like I've personally missed out on the upside, I'm not going to, dwell on it or try and quickly scurry in on a, buy move. I'm personally just going to wait for the, the shift in momentum to the downside. So again, I can't really say exactly where price is going to shift, but I will be looking out at some point for the downside move, whether if price moves to the upside even more, or if price starts with the next week a huge shift to the downside. That's when we can start to consider that bearish move. But you'll see with the other JPYs that we'll cover just in a second, how they're all quite bullish right now, and yeah, pretty much it's going to have the same sort of bias. So again, with EJ, I am still waiting for a push to the downside. So we can see we've got a bit of a shift here. I'm not entirely too sure if this is the push that's going to be, concrete and it will give enough momentum to the downside. But I'm going to look into this in a bit further with the trading group, and see if we can look into this in a bit more detail and see if we can manipulate this move. But yeah, and I'm anticipating price to reach 125 potentially. This is obviously just a rough level or a profit level market to take. But again, we are looking for those short moves to the downside. So if this level in the market holds, so currently just below 128.6, this could potentially hold down. But again, we're still waiting for this shift to the downside, so we'll just be waiting for that. NZD JPY, we can see we've had that clear push to the upside, so there is a potential continuation here. Again, I am looking for that sell-off, so that's for me. I'm not really looking at JPY pairs at any point for now until we start to see this bearish momentum kick it in. So again, this could be at any point, but I wouldn't be surprised if price continues to push higher. So again, the biases that we're looking at here for this short is the next long-term move. I consider myself missing out this move, even though we could get in along the way. I'm not really too bothered about that. I'm more focused on the longer term moves, again the swing trading style. But yeah, let's take a look at AJ. So as you can see as well with the NZD JPY, we had that huge push to the upside. So again, that huge rocket saw. Again, we're still anticipating this move to the downside at some point. Again, we just have to wait for the shift in momentum, and then we can start to consider some selling opportunities. What we'll find is that with the pairs that we'll cover tomorrow, we should have some switching in momentum soon, which we will cover that in a bit more detail, but we can start to anticipate new moves very soon with those pairs. That's why I'm covering them tomorrow. Yeah, let's take a look at USD Chef. So for me, I'm thinking that as long as price is able to, I've got two things actually about this pair. I'm curious to see how strong this momentum will hold, because if this does hold, then we'll get a continuation and then push higher. If that does happen, I will have to do a bit of an update. But for me, I think price could do a nice continuation, something like this. But that's something, if it breaks above this level, then this scenario will happen. But as long as if we stay below this low, I am quite curious to see if we can actually continuate and push lower. So that would be, if I was to guess my move, it would be to see if price can push lower. But again, you don't always have to stick with plan A. You can always switch it up. And again, you can look at the upside opportunity as well. So again, I don't feel like I need to update the video just because update this pair, because I've covered it here. Let's just say this. So I might as well just discuss it now while we have a bit of time on this full market analysis. So again, if we do push higher than this level here, I'll be expecting at least this scenario to play out, and then a potential move to the downside like such. So either way, if price does manage to push higher, we will still get more profits at some point. Selling this move will be obviously more profitable. So if we get to this upside, for example, it's about just under 400, but from the current market price, around just over 200. So again, there's a lot of pips up for grabs either way. I'm just again more curious to see if price can stay within this low. So again at 0.995, 0.905, as long as we stay around this level and below, we should be able to see price move and take out this prior low here. So that's where I'm anticipating price market. But again, if price starts to push higher, I wouldn't be surprised if we get a scenario like this. And again, we'll cover, most likely if this happens next week, we'll cover the update in the next full market analysis. So again, that's what I'm thinking to do for this pair. We'll take a look now at the final pair for today, and that's USD CAD. So this one has come into a very tricky spot into the market. Now we were seeing that this low in the market, 1.26. Now this is going to be a very critical low into the market, and it's going to be a determining factor if we're going to find a continuation to the upside, or if we're going to see more further downside move. Now this is really where we're going to have to pay attention to the markets over the next few days. So again, if you want to prepare yourself, these are the options that I'm considering. So let me just draw this out. So yeah, if price stays below this, if price stays above this current low in the market, 1.26, I will be convinced that we're capable of pushing higher into 1.31. Now the other scenario is if price starts to push lower, all we have to do is simply extend this trend line, and again we're just going to have to wait for a shift in momentum, but we could potentially see something like this. We could see something like this, just a simple continuation. That's all I would say. Oh, that's disgusting. A simple continuation. That's if you wanted to trade like that. I personally won't, just in case that price reverses up. But yeah, I'm looking for this level in the market, 1.26, to hold. So I'm just going to get rid of this, and if we start to break lower, I may potentially cover this once I have an idea of where I'm thinking price could head into. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much all I wanted to discuss for this week. Again, if you are new to this channel, we do have a trading group that you can join. That link is in the description, of course. Yeah, we'll see how everything goes for this week, and we'll update you with gold, Euro USD, NZD USD, and AUD USD tomorrow. So again, thank you very much for listening, guys, and we'll see you all in our next video.